Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin Baums with me, your host, Baumeister. As always, brought to you by the lovely folks over at StarCityGames.com. Check them out. Alright, so today we are going to be playing my personal favorite deck in Standard right now. It is a deck I've been tuning since the Arena Streamer Showdown, and I tried Teamer Reclamation this last weekend because I thought I could metagame quite well. Turns out I just didn't really like the deck that much, didn't like the Lurrus matchup, so I came back to my beautiful baby here, Jeskai Control, and I think it really has a good Lurrus matchup, I think it has a good Gyruda matchup, and I think it has a good Teamer Reclamation matchup, and that's the big three that I've been seeing right now. So if that's where the metagame's at right now, I think this deck is perfect. So we played three exciting matchups, everyone, and if you want to fast forward to any of them, feel free to use the links below to do so, and then as well as the deck tech at the end. Now, don't go to the deck tech right away if you don't want any spoilers, because I do talk about the individual games, as well as any changes that I would make to the deck. All right, y'all, let's get to the games, because they are some exciting ones. I'll see you in round number one. All right, everybody, and welcome to round number one here with Jeskai Control. All right, so we are on the play. We'll take that. Looks like we're playing against the Lurrus deck. We just have to assume it's the black-red deck that Crokies has made quite popular. And this hand is okay. I mean, we have a Mystical Dispute and Narset, are two cards that are not very good in this matchup, but we have Shatter, which is very good in this matchup, so I think it evens out a little bit. Plus, we got our cute little companion to hold him off as well. And somebody's thinking, why would you play this Kahiri? You're not bumping any stats of anything. Well, I get 8 cards in my opening hand every time, so I do think it's worth it, and I think it's kind of sweet. Now, I think I would rather lead on Temple here instead of the Triome. Only because, well, maybe we get flooded and we might want to cycle it, but more than likely not. We just want to try to hit a 2-drop here, either Omen or Scorching Dragonfire. Don't want another land, so we'll take the spin on if that. And if we don't get anything we can cast, we'll just play the Triome next turn. Alright, Gutta, Bones, and here comes the Triome. It's a little too early to figure wanting to cycle. Almost any time when you think, maybe I should cycle this, especially against an aggro deck, just play it if you have time. It's bit me in the butt too many times where that doesn't come up, you know? So I definitely could see this just being a Kahira turn, because our Narset's not looking very good. Teferi is pretty good, though. Teferi tick up here is excellent, so we're gonna do that. Teferi tick up, and then we can Shatter at instant speed, and they force some damage, probably to go at Teferi. So we loved that one. See what they want to do now. I love putting them in the position to attack Teferi but not kill it, and then be able to interact and eventually get that value that you would get from Teferi Time Reveler with the negative ability. Here, yeah, Scorpion, no big deal. Sure.
No more games.
See if they want to play more into it. No, and here, we're just going to take 2. We're more than likely going to be shattering here. But if they mess up their attacks in such a way, we might just Dragonfire something. Pretty unlikely, though, because we're not very mana efficient that way. Next turn, I really want to go Narset plus Dragonfire. They are giving me the option to just Dragonfire this Gutter Bones. Kinda don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I'd rather keep the loyalty on Teferi anyways. I'll take my life loss. They can bring back Gutter Bones if they really want. Might see a Lurrus. Could just see a Gutter Bones. I don't really want to see, like, 2 good creatures. Yeah, that's not bad. Alright. That's pretty good. No, we could just clean them up that way. Or we could play Narset and tick up and then Dragonfire the Gutter Bones. I kind of like that. Or we could... I like to not take as much damage here. I mean, we do have ultimatums to claw back into this. We could just leave open Dispute as well, and then Narset next turn. Okay. We're just gonna do that. Narset's a good play in all this turn, but I think I would much rather get my Dispute usage first because it is a pretty bad card in this matchup. Don't care enough about that. And who knows, if they don't put too much to the board, we might just double Dragonfire. Alright, going for the face. So we're going to kill this. And then we'll take one. Once again, hoping to get our use out of our Dispute here. And we got use. It's good enough to me. Okay, I think it's Narset time. Start trying to look for ultimatums. That's what really kind of shuts this door. And boom goes the dynamite. Now let's bounce. I think. We could just tick up here. Nah, we'll bounce. Okay, extra removal. Definitely never gonna say no in this matchup. Now we're likely to just Dragonfire this since we have another one. And now we're just looking for another land, and then we're just gonna pull so far ahead. Ultimatums are really how you win this matchup. No problem with the Scorpion. Meow. Kitty cat. A scary card, but these serrated Scorpions are actually just as scary. Okay. Let's see where they want to aim this. This will be interesting. Both at Narset. Okay, I want another activation, so we're going to kill one. Oh, they're just like, yep, that's too much exile effect. We're giving up. All right, we'll take it. All right, so we're bringing in Clarion. We're bringing in Cage. Devout Decree seems good. No, I don't really want Disputes. Let's see how many cards we got to take out. We might be a little light on cards, so we might even want something like Tithe Taker. That does mean we can't play Kahira, but honestly, I will be straight up with you, y'all. Kahira is probably the worst sideboard card I have, and it's a card where I get to have it in my hand every single time. It's been barely good enough for me, but I could see it being something else, you know? So Elspeth Conquers Death is awkward because they only have Luris, so you don't want to overload on that effect. So we got to take out 2 cards. I don't love Narset, but it's not the worst, so I can trim on that. And I think Elspeth Conquers Death is the next worst card. It just doesn't have enough targets. It's really not what we're going for. We just want to kill everything, restock our hand with Narset Parter Veils, and just control every play of the game, you know? Oh wait, we got 59 cards. It's not worth it to bring in 1 Tithe Taker if we have to get rid of this, in my opinion. So you know what? Let's just leave with Narset. Narset can be fine, especially if we're in a pinch and we need to find something, but also really good on that turn where we can just go turn 5, Narset plus removal like we just did. It's okay. They're not drawing any cards, so it really doesn't stop that ability. So it's not ideal. This hand is just too many lands. Tempting if we're on the play, but on the draw, it's just too many lands. We're going to keep this one. We got the Cage. Keep. Let's get rid of a Foundry. Meow. Alright, here is the question between just playing Cage on turn 1 or not taking damage. I'd rather not take damage. Our mana base is pretty paining, so trying to control that is a very important thing. Now, Devout Decreeing this Butcher is also going to be quite important, and we're already going to be taking 2 damage from the Butcher, so we might as well just take 2 to decree it. Absorb, I think, is going to be a little too slow, although a decent card. We're just going to say go. Now, if they don't do any Cage-like shenanigans, maybe we don't have to play it next turn. Maybe we can even play Kahira. But But I also wouldn't mind getting Triome down so that we can cast Narset next turn. It's all contextual to what their play is this turn. A Priest. Okay. So that kind of leads me away from the Kahira plan. And it makes me more just want to Omen. Maybe try to find a Wrath if they end up progressing a lot. Who knows? But yeah, we're just going to play Triome, say go. Alright. Them missing a land drop is nice. Alright, giving us the beatdowns. We'll take it. 12. Relaxa. We're going to start with this. I wish I could discard the companion. I kind of want to just put the other Narset on top. Oh yeah, this is going to be a nice turn. So how about this? We put this Narset on top, and then we just discard it. Because it's kind of the card I want the least anyways, and I want to draw that Scorching Dragonfire. So let's discard this. Now next turn we can go Narset plus, and then play Cage. That's insane. Narset, gain 2. And play Cage. Lock that Crocs out of there. Mess with any kind of Lurrus shenanigans. That's going to be a nice one for us. And now we'll just kind of sit behind Narset a little bit here and see how powerful this Planeswalker can be. Shark Typhoon is also going to be pretty nice. That's a lot of damage. That's just 6 damage sacrificing the Priest at this point. Okay. And they are getting rid of the serrated Scorpion, so that's nice at least. But yeah, this is a lot of damage. Pew, pew. We're down to 5. They might play Lurrus? Not bad. So Lurrus doesn't work for anything, so we really just want to like deal with Priest, I guess. Very interesting. We could just go like Dragonfire on Priest of the Forgotten Gods, gain 2, play Kahira, and then as long as they don't have a claim... Could also negative this to kill something, but I think I'd rather gain life. We could just go double Dragonfire, pew pew, and go up to 7. That seems like the safest. Kind of want to play Kahira and kill this and then block with it. But if they have another claim, then I go to 5, 6, down to 1. Well, I mean, for sure going to... That's not for sure anything. Yeah, we're going to go like this. We're going to be kind of mana efficient. We are going to kill the Priest. And I really just want to drop this and just block with it. Hope they don't have another claim. They just discarded one. And we're not completely dead, even if they do. It's just not great. So we're going to jam. Don't have it, don't have it. Boom! They are just like, I am out of here. I cannot beat Narset. They didn't have the claim to push it through. And you know what? If we're going to beat this matchup this badly, I feel really good about it because these Lurrus decks are running rampant. It's like a litter of kittens everywhere across the arena ladder. So if you want a deck that beats this Lurrus deck, Corey B's on the case. Jeskai control. See you at round 2. Alright, and welcome to round number 2, y'all. And what did I tell you about a pack of kittens taking over the ladder? We are up against another Lurrus decks. We're on the play. You know, I think this is a good matchup. Let's see if we can continue to prove it. I'm going to keep. This hand looks excellent. We're going to definitely lead on the Triome. This one's a no-brainer. Even if we had a Temple here... If we had a blue-red Temple, we would probably play that first. But with just Triome, Hallowed Fountain, a no-brainer on playing a Triome. Pretty likely to play another one next turn unless we draw something. And yep, Lurrus, I would imagine red-black. Black-white is also a deck. So, okay. So we are going to be playing the black-white list. This one's a little bit more aggressive. Not that I'm afraid of this one any more than the other one, but there are a little bit more when they die abilities, which I think is a little bit more scary. It's just a little bit more tricky, really. Alright, so Teferi, I mean, they do stop the Teferi play right now, which is a pain. So I could just go Kahiri here. I think that's actually the best play. Make them deal with that. We'll jam our companion. Just has a good blocker here. Our only creature in our deck. All that glitters. Okay. We're going to start by attacking. I could just go with Teferi Bounce. Could try to go with Teferi Bounce, Knight of the Ebon Legion. Could try to tick up and just chump block. I kind of like tick up and chump block. I don't know how much removal they have, but if they do have a removal spell for this, it's a little bit of a problem, but then they can actually kill this. Okay, I like it. All right, and I think we're gonna draw enough cards here where I'm gonna play Triome. This one's kind of close. I'm still just gonna Triome it up. Then we'll say go. Very happy to block this Knight of the Ebon Legion this turn, because our creature's gonna die anyways. Okay, I think it's just gonna be tick up and shatter the sky right now. But maybe we're gonna play this castle just in case. We might scry. We're gonna see if they're going to pump first. If they attack it for 4, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, that's fine. Teferi's at 2, you know? The more time walks we get out of them, the happier I am. Alright, now we're gonna wrap. Got him! Got him! Okay. Now we have our play pretty figured out this turn. It's just going to be cycle, or we could just play Shark Typhoon. Alright, let's do that. I'm just gonna hardcast this bad boy. Bad boy or bad girl. Bad sharks. Alright, Shark Typhoon coming down. Lurrus. Get to replay one of their things. Sure. That is a cute ability, don't get me wrong. But now they're just dead. They're gonna find themselves in a world of shark pain. What's the best way to do this? I could go Elspeth Conquers Death on Lurrus, and then when they try to protect it, then Dragonfire it? Or vice versa. Vice versa is probably better here. So let's go like this. Get a baby shark. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. I can't help it when I get a baby shark. I mean, at this point, they are just toast. Pro red. Elspeth conquers death. 5/5 shark, and good luck beating that. We'll keep Teferi at 8. No need to get it any lower. No need to even bounce Elspeth Conquers Death, though. Since they are a Luris deck, they're not going to have any other. And yeah, like, look, what are you going to do to that? Like, we just... I don't know. I'm not really afraid of these Luris decks at all with this deck, so I think this is the right deck to be playing right now. Okay, same kind of sideboard. It's very similar, the way these are matched up. Elspeth Conquers Death seems a little bit more important against the black-white one. So I think maybe we'll trim... Narset seems fine too, though. I think this is just a better matchup for us than the other one, and they're already pretty good. So, yeah, let's trim one and one. I don't know. Narset just seems pretty bad. In this one, Elspeth Conquers Death hitting Luris does seem pretty important. Alright. We'll get this a shot, y'all. I'm saying I have been hyped to play this deck. When this comes out, I'm likely going to be playing this at E-League for their inaugural weekend. That should be on later today if you're watching this on Wednesday. And I'm likely playing this deck. So, I mean, if you want to see a little bit more of the competitive side of it, I can't guarantee because I am recording this on Monday. I have 2 days to submit deck lists, so not a guarantee that I'm playing it, but pretty high likelihood. All right, let's get this Triome down because we need white mana, but look at this hand here. It's a no-brainer. Absolute slam dunk of a hand. Okay. I think I'm fine with Devout Decreeing this. Oh, never mind. It's black or red. I guess we'll Devout Decree that. Still fine. I totally forgot about that. Maybe not the ideal play. Maybe I wouldn't have done that, but... Okay. Could just go Teferi Tick Up again. Yeah, it's actually our only real good play here, so we're gonna go Teferi Tick Up. Say go.
Might be a bad idea.
See what they want to do now. No problem there. Ping, ping.
Stop that now.
I'll be reading that one. Enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less to play. Whenever enchantment you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 on it. Okay. Now I think we're gonna have to Clarion.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
I don't really want to, but I don't think I'm gonna have a great option here. So we're just gonna have to play this. Don't want an Omen. Then we're just gonna say go. Wait a minute. Did I take this up? I did, okay. Clarion. Gets to protect something. Oh, crap. Yeah, this is not going to work favorably for me. Okay.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Yeah, that wasn't a good play on my part. Okay, well, we'll just have to say go. We're gonna have to Omen and Absorb here. But yeah, that was not great. That was just a misplay. I completely forgot that those are considered enchantments. So that they were gonna pump when they sacrifice. I was just thinking actual auras, so that was a bad play. That was a bad play. I don't know if we would have had a great alternative, but I didn't think that option through, so that was not ideal. That's okay. We're sitting okay. Gonna take a beating here. Now we're gonna need Shatter. Femia. Alright, let's go with an Omen first to see if we're hitting a Shatter, because if we are, we don't care. Alright, we did hit it. I kind of want to absorb this anyways, because it buys me a decent amount of time. And maybe they play something into it. Maybe they play that Lurrus now. Good, smart play on their part. Now, don't think I really have an option here. I just think I have to Shatter. It's a pretty good one. I think we'll keep that. Shatter is so much better than Clarion against him. Holy cow. So now we have pretty good plays next turn. Either Narset tick up into Clarion or just like cycle a Shark Typhoon. But they're going to get Lurrus going and probably just bring back another one of these annoying things. Oh, wow. That's better for me, actually. Death Touch and Menace. Okay, I think it's going to be Narset tick up Clarion here. Because they can give that Star Mystic protection, but that only gets to 4. Alright.
Begins within.
That card is a pain. There's Lurrus. See what they want to do. Maybe they just sack this right away to be able to kill Narset. Okay.
Please settle down.
I think I just want to cycle this for 4.
To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Ultimatum, please. Cycle for 4. We're just going to block Lurrus, I think. Guessing they'll have to protect that. Not looking great here, I'll be honest. Just with being able to replay that every turn is so annoying. Oh, there we go. Let's play this. Don't think we want to attack yet, so we'll just say go. I'm just gonna take it this turn. We're just gonna try to scry with Omen, try to set up a nice turn. We're looking for an ultimatum. To Fairy, huh? It's not bad. We'll keep it. Alright, we're gonna fire this off on Luris. Treat it as bait, essentially. They're smart. They didn't fall for it.
Stand by and watch.
I think that fizzles it. Yeah, okay. We're gonna just double block if given the opportunity here. Okay. Clean 2 for 1. Now we're top decking against a deck that is not top decking right now, so that's kind of a problem. Come on, ultimatum. Oh, yes, we can even cast it. Holy. All right, well, we'll wait.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Yeah, we'll just say go. Oh my god, that was insane. Well, that's game. All right, gain 5, deal 5, draw 5. Boom! Just like that, the game's over. Awesome. All right, so now we'll just kind of tee off. They say good game, but they don't want to concede. They're just like, yeah, I know I'm dead, but give me a second. Now these die and draw a bunch of cards, so I don't want to let them do that. So we're gonna just exile one. Hiya!
Don't make another move.
All right, now we're gonna do a little fancy trick. I was gonna say play this and scry on the stack, but we'll probably just cycle this as well. We'll take that. And we'll cycle this. All right, we'll take this up. Play this tap, say go. We'll just cycle this Shark Typhoon. Make a good old 6/6 to just jump in front of the Eidolon. God, I love this deck, y'all. This is gonna be a fun Droppin Bombs. It already has just been a Luris beating session. All right. Shark Typhoon. You already said good game. Okay. Conceding at 30 because they had absolutely no chance to win. And that is what a Jeskai control deck is going to do when you have 3 ultimatums. It never really wins the game, although you can. Like, these Sharks would have ended the game, you know, rather quickly. But we don't play win conditions besides the Shark Typhoons. And they're versatile. They cycle. You can play them when you're at board parity or slightly ahead. But for the most part, all we're doing is controlling what you're doing. And I think no deck does it better than this version of Jeskai control. So all right, stay tuned for our third and final round, everyone. All right, and welcome to our third and final round here. We are on the draw with a questionable hand here. I don't see a companion, so we don't know exactly what our opponent's playing. Which kind of leads me to believe it's a blue deck, kind of a control deck or a flash deck. So I think I'm going to keep this. Mystical Dispute is a great card in a non-companion world. I would imagine that's what it would have to be, but we'll see. It's not a Luris deck, or they built it wrong, one of the two. All right, so decent hand. We get to curve out, you know, maybe Mystical Dispute on turn 2, Kahira on turn 3, maybe into Narset if we get a Lamb. So overall, pretty fine. But Shatter a Sky. Oh, our opponent's mulliganing to 5 magic cards. Not ideal for them. Green land. All right. Blue-green. Interesting. So our dispute could be excellent. It might hit a Teferi or something. I think we're just going to play this Triome as well. Say go. That would be nice to pick off a Teferi. We could just hit this, I guess. It's a for sure target. All right. Why not? Then we can just go Kahira into Narset. I like it. Kahira. What a world. Just 2 decks with main deck Mystical Disputes. What a time to be alive. Okay. Now let's just go Narset. Gain. We could draw a card here. They're unlikely to have any flash thing. And then, yeah, okay, let's do it. Decline. And say go. I like drawing a card with Narset right when it comes into play. Pretty powerful strategy. Okay, so now we're going to start with the other Narset. And I want to take 2 here just to make sure I don't get disputed. Pretty unlikely they have it the way that the game's played out, but no point when we're this far ahead. Activate Narset, Teferi, play Teferi. We'll take up on this. Your turn. I mean, if they do have like, a Nissa or something, that would be kind of a pain. They do not. Okay, so I am going to try to bounce here, because if we top deck a land, we can ultimatum. I don't think we actually necessarily even wanted to. So let's go like this. Let's just play Shark Typhoon. And you know what? We might as well Narset since we have 6 cards. Get a dispute and say go. Good luck. Yeah, there's Nissa. We kind of had to expect that. And it's kind of a problem here, to be honest. Kind of a problem. Be interesting to see which one they want to kill. Okay. Now I kind of like just down-ticking with Narset to kill this by discarding an ultimatum. Feels kind of bad, but I think just being able to deal with it now is too important.
Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon. The land will not forsake you.
All we need to do is just control what they're doing here and we're gonna win. And this is the best way of controlling. It just literally stops them from doing anything. Now we get a shard. Baby shark, dude. It gets in my head every time I make a shark that is a 2-2 or a 1-1. It's just a baby shark. It's so cute. My fiance loves it when I do it, so. Good game, yep. I mean, yeah, there's just, what could they do? What could they do here? Just nothing. This deck is so unbelievably good. Okay, so we want these, we want strokes. Seems like it's like Bant Ramp. So there's gonna be Krasis, there's gonna be Teferi, so I probably want disputes. Probably don't want a ton of Dragonfires. Our Narsets are probably good, both of them. What don't we want? It's a good question. Feel like it should be something in the mass removal category, one of those. Maybe just all of these? Dragonfire is not good if they are indeed Bant Ramp. We didn't see many creatures, so it leads me to believe we're right. Alright, let's jam. NBA Jam. Alright, they mulled to 5 though, so we can't give ourselves too much credit for that game, but that was an absolute beating. Little slow, but we're gonna keep. Start with blue lands almost always. Blue white or blue red doesn't matter too much most of the time. Decent draw there. Card is strong against them. Now we're probably just gonna take 2 and cycle Shark Typhoon. Let that happen. I like that Shark Typhoon pauses so that, you know, at least they don't know for sure that we don't have something. That's brutal. Alright, gotta let it happen. Now if they go into Nissa, it's just not much we can do.
I've got it.
Now, do we want to cycle this? Probably not. Let's try to jam our own Narset, but easily could be countered. Got to get it out anyway so we can resolve this at some point. No Nissa, please, or we are toast. They just had a great draw. This is still a good magic card, y'all.
The land shall conquer you.
Trust me, I have a plan.
Okay. We're just gonna play Kahira because it's like our only play. It'll get bounced to our hand, I'm sure. Put that on bottom and just start Elspeth Conqueror's deathing things and hope it's enough, but I don't have high hopes. That's okay. Burrow can't come back yet, so that's the worst of our problems. We should be okay, because this Elspeth Conqueror's death will clean up Nissa. We're going to go down to 7. No, wait. We're going to go to 5, huh? Oh, yeah, we're dead. We need to top deck an untapped non-dual land to be able to survive this.
Harness the elements.
Yeah, we're probably going to game 3 here. Well, that's kinda... No, because we have to deal 7 to that, so we'd have to draw an ultimatum. So we just have to shatter here. Alright. Okay. We are dead. Okay, that was a beating. On the play should be a little bit better for us, but yeah, Teferi, when you can play it early with Dispute backup, is going to be a problem for us. So now the question is, do we want to keep something like Dragonfire in place of some of these counter spells? And I kind of do. Let's go like this. Whenever they have Teferi in their deck as well, I think Stroke is a lot worse. So let's try something like this. Just because if they ever just go Teferi and we're holding a Disdainful Stroke, it's like, oh, wow, this feels bad. So, all right, game 3, final game of this week's Droppin Bombs, y'all. Let's end it with a victory. This deck is definitely good enough to 3-0. Let's hope we can do it now, and this hand is great. So I think here we want to actually play Triome because we don't know exactly what we want in our hand yet anyways. We know we more than likely want land, but if we top deck a land, then we kind of don't need it. So here I think it's Triome. I think it's very interesting whether to play Triome or Temple first, and it's very contextual which one's right. This is a good lesson, because right here, I just don't know exactly what I want in my hand. Like, if we see a Temple of Enlightenment on top, do we want it? I don't know. I really don't know yet. So I think we start with the Triome just because we know we for sure are going to have to play that. Might as well do it right away. Okay, now we know we need a land, so... Or that we want a land. We don't need it. Narset is really close here because it's so good. I'm gonna keep the Narset. Now we can just start dropping Planeswalkers. I don't like that they went for Island. Ugh. I don't like that they went for Island, so I kind of want to just drop Kahira. Then they can go Teferi back, but then we get to go Narset. I think it's worth it. Alright. Kahira. Dispute that. There's some world that this is wrong, of course, but... Temple Garden Teferi would kind of suck. Okay. We're just going to have to play the game a little differently now. Ugh. We just need to hit a land now, so we're going to play Teferi and tick down on nothing. Dang it. Let's discard a Narset here for Elspeth Conquers Death's passive at some point. Not like this, deck. Not like this.
Here goes nothing.
So if we get Narset, we can kill Teferi by discarding something. Elspeth Conquers Death. Ugh, didn't hit it anyways. Yikes.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
I almost just want to play Teferi here just to draw a card. That feels really bad. Alright, we're just going to play Kahira. Try to attack down these Planeswalkers if they don't have a land, but yeah, this is just terrible draws here. Guess we really should have bought him the Narset now, but...
Got time.
What if this lives and they just don't play a land or something? We have a chance, but... Oh, actually, that's not bad. No, it's not bad at all, actually. They already have one and they're looking for another one? Interesting. So land here would be great. Because then we can go something with Dispute back up. Okay, ugh.
Let's try this. This is hardly my worst.
I can't let him Elspeth Conquers Death, so we just have to say go. Wow, just letting us do this, huh? Okay. Absorb that. Oh yeah, they can't fight back with counter magic with Teferi. Okay, we got a chance here. Really need a land. Got another one. Well, we did get a land.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Do we need to do better than this land? Do we need an untapped land? I don't think I want to get greedy. Well, this Kahira has been doing some work. Now we can go either of the Narsets.
The past is never
Oh, they did return it. Okay. Now we could go Narset Parter of Veils. That's probably the right call.
My research has been
Let's go
compromised.
with Narset. Skill Dispute is pretty good. Ish. Yeah, I think it's better than anything else.
Trust me, I have a plan.
I think we'll keep the land just in case for Elspeth Conquers Death backed up by Dispute next turn. Yep.
Only time will tell.
There goes Teferi. Alright, we're gonna attack here. And now we just gotta go Elspeth Conquers Death.
Just the trick for this.
Ultimatum, huh? Or Absorb. I think I'd rather have an Ultimatum. Let's hope they just don't have double dispute. That's the nightmare here. Oh wait, they can't even single dispute this. That's right. Alright, we're actually all of a sudden looking okay. Because Krasis isn't that bad. Do we get our dispute value in? I kind of think so. Alright. Probably diminishing returns on that one, and it's just not going to be that applicable later in the game. This is good.
That which cannot protect itself.
If we top deck a land, we can do some nasty things.
The land fights for us.
But I mean, even Kahira did work this game. Kahira did absolute work. Okay. I kind of just want a Narset tick down discarding ultimatum again. That was a great draw. That dispute was very lucky on our part in hindsight. All right.
Then act.
Okay, okay.
Rest.
And what are we getting back? Teferi? Kahira? Oh, just a Narset? That's okay. I did not think we were coming back into this game, chat. We just played it one turn at a time. We were so far behind, but this is looking pretty good. Definitely not over yet, though. Like another Nissa is good. Dang it.
The ties that bind us all.
Okay, well now if they take down big Narset, now we just get that Narset back.
My apologies. I lost my focus.
So they could have a dispute now for our ultimatum, and our ultimatum isn't even that good. So let's get this. Loyalty.
Victory is just another puzzle to be solved.
Let's go like this. I'll pay. We didn't have anything else to do with our mana, so that one's kind of no-brainer. Draw, discard.
Consider the future. Then
Peace.
I cannot protect you anymore.
Alright, here go. Lost both ultimatums to kill two Nissas. Okay, we got the answer for that too. Luckily.
I'll protect you.
Now we probably want to get Narset into play to start.
Many paths lie before me. Focused and disciplined, encounter no obstacles. Keep an open mind.
Elspeth Conquers Death is a great one here. Now we're just gonna Wrath anyways though, before they untap. Get that card out of here and say go. We got the Super Friend squad here. Teferi, Narset, and Narset. Teferi with its Narset friends. Wow, this is so sick. We took over this game.
No, I am not making
Meditate and prepare.
Hey, we're just gonna play the Shark Typhoon.
Begins within.
And we'll say go. Now we got the Scorching Dragon Fire in case they have something, but this should be GG. We've been locking down their Krasis the entire game. Wow, this is awesome. Our Kahira deck is coming through. Yeah, and there's the Krasis. Now, I'm not gonna do anything to this here, but we are gonna go bounce. And Have that back. Let's just play another one. Get a baby shark. Let's draw a card for funsies.
Let thoughts flow like river
No
water.
discard. Tick up.
Don't worry, I got this.
And we'll just say go. Now it's time for the shark attacks. 6/6 crisis this time. Sure. I think we're just gonna bounce that again. So we're just gonna go, or we could just double. At this point, it doesn't really matter. We might as well just do this. Get a couple baby sharks. Kaboom! Alright, tick this up. Blue. We're gonna play Shark Typhoon. Get a 6/6 shark. Now tick up.
Here we go.
And we'll say go because they might have shatter. Shark, shark, shark. Shark, shark, shark. We are having shark time. Wow. Yes! Oh! Wow, well, I didn't think we were going to win that match after the way that game started. Maybe some bad sequencing on our part at the beginning, but you know what? I guess the deck just did some hard carrying here, and it didn't really matter what we were doing, apparently. We had to discard 2 ultimatums, but Narset, -2 ability, the new Narset, -2 ability just allowed us to just discard 2 ultimatums, take out 2 Nissas when we had enough other stuff going on. So really, really great showing from Jeskai Control. I would imagine I'll be playing this tonight on the E-League if you're watching this on the day it comes out on Wednesday. And if not, well, maybe I did well on E-League with this particular deck. But one thing I know for sure, Jeskai Control is the new Azorius Control, but I think it's better. I think it's better, and I won a lot of tournaments with Week 1 Azorius Control last season, so that's saying a lot. All right, everybody, stay tuned. We are going to head to the deck tech and do a little bit more talking about the individual card choices I chose and why. See you there. All right, everyone, and welcome to the deck tech here with Jeskai Control, the perfect 3-0. You gotta love when a Droppin Baums is the perfect 3-0. The deck played out amazing. I really think this deck is really good. I think especially with all these Lurrus decks popping around, I think it's excellent. The Gyruda matchup I think is pretty good because we have a lot of counter spells. And even more in the board. Post board when we have, you know, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 4 Disputes, 3 Absorbs. That's already enough against a deck that just, realistically, I mean, it is busted when it does its thing, but it's not busted when it's casting a 6-mana sorcery blue effect. So it's not a hard deck to beat. It really isn't. Same with Lurrus. Lurrus is a busted deck. Black-red Lurrus, black-white Lurrus. Busted decks, but when you just kill all their creatures and they don't get their engines going, it's also not good. Temur Reclamation is the new hotness. Teferi and Narset both shut them down. You know, I think that is another very good matchup, and those are the big 3 decks to me. So that's why I love Jeskai Control right now. The one bad matchup I do think, even with all the hate we have in here, I still think flash decks are a bad matchup. So if those tend to pop up more, I think it's probably time to just either really skew your sideboard numbers or, you know, maybe bench the deck. But for now in this metagame, crush it. Absolutely crush it with Jeskai Control. I think the deck is insane. Let's talk about the individual cards now, okay? So we are technically a companion deck. We play Kahira. And, I mean, we just saw in the last game, it was absurd. It was absurd. We killed like 3 Planeswalkers with it. We blocked a Nissa land that was going to kill our Planeswalker, but that is not a normal game. Kahiri normally does not do a lot, but it's free, basically. Like, we don't play any creatures, so why not just play one in your sideboard, eat up 1 sideboard slot, have a 14-card sideboard, and you'll even notice we have creatures in the sideboard, but when we bring in those creatures, we really don't care about Kahira. So those would be the flash matchups, slower control matchups, where a 3-mana 3/3 is not going to be good. So that's the companion. It's more cute than anything, but I think it warrants a slot. We just get to have 8 cards in our opening hand every time, so I think it's worth it. Then we go to 4 Omen of the Sea, 4 Scorching Dragonfire. Scorching Dragonfire, I think, is the best 2-mana removal spell out there right now. I think it's better than Fire Prophecy. I think it's better than Justice Strike, Lava Coil, all that stuff. Because of the exile effect is really big. I think that's number 1. Number 2, it just hits Planeswalkers. Hitting Planeswalkers, having my 2-mana removal spell not being a dead card in certain matchups, I think is very ideal. So I chose to just play 4. Why not? 4 Omen of the Sea as well. This was a choice between Bertha Melitis and Omen of the Sea for me personally. And while I do love Bertha Melitis, and if these Lurrus decks, you know, keep popping up and they weren't already a good matchup, then I would consider playing more. But you also have to skewer your mana base in such a way. And we'll get to the mana base later, but we're of course adding the Triomes. So that's another land that was taken away from our Azorius control deck from week 1 of last season. And we're adding another color, so it just really doesn't work, unfortunately. Then I got 2 Mystical Disputes in the main. I was playing 4 Absorbs, no Disputes, but Mystical Dispute is even pretty decent against these like Lurrus decks. I mean, it's not terrible. Absorb is of course better, but Absorb can be clunky as well. And when Dispute is good, it's insane. Control decks, Ramp, Jeskai Fires, Garuda, you know, having that game 1 equity I think is very worth it. Then let's talk about our Planeswalkers. For Teferi Time Raveler, I think I would play 6 or 7 if it was possible. It's just the best. Narset Parter of Veils has gotten worse. Because these Lurrus decks, it's not very good against. Garuda decks, they're not really drawing any cards. Nobody's really drawing cards so far anymore, which is super weird to say in Standard. It's good against Hydroid Krasis decks, but those aren't really huge. Really good against Temur Reclamation, but it's also just a great card to return with Elspeth Conquers Death. Anybody who knows me knows I am just a sucker for a Narset Parter of Veils on 6 loyalty. That's 1 more. Then we'll go to our new card, Narset of the Ancient Way. Down to 2. I started with 4. I've been less and less high on it because, well, it's not that good against Lurrus. It's not good at all against Gyruda, but it is good against random stuff. We saw it just absolutely dominate our Bant Ramp player last round, and also did some good catching up with us in round 2 against the Black-White Lurrus deck. So it's earned its spot. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be a 3rd, but I really like the deck as it is now, so... 2 Elspeth Conquers Death, another card that has gone down for me. Just Lurrus decks, there's only 1 target in their whole deck. Can you guess what it is? It's Lurrus. So if you draw 2, it's always going to be a dead card. So for that main reason, we got to go down on that. We got the other one in the sideboard because it is that good of a card. And then we got our new spice, the cards that make this deck possible, make it possible to not play Dream Trawler. And I know what you're thinking, like Dream Trawler, it's so insane. And I'm not playing Dream Trawler because we are playing Kahira. I'm just not playing it because it's a 6-mana sorcery that walks into all these disputes that people are playing to counteract Gyruda. So I'm playing Shark Typhoon as my pseudo creature. The card has just been insane, absolutely insane. I have been so impressed with that card. You're able to play it game 1 where they can't destroy it, you know, aka if they're not a Casualty of War deck, you know, and you just jam it and then just start playing spells. You get all this value from it, and it's just absurd. But it's also great at cycling and just getting through Teferi Time Revelers. Sneak blocking stuff is also great. And then we have the creme de la crop, the chef's kiss, whatever metaphor or saying you want to use. The best card in our deck, Inspired Ultimatum. We're all the way up to 3 here. This card is just unbelievable. With Teferi Time Reveler going end-step Ultimatum against basically any deck, you just win. And then Narset of the Ancient Ways, allowing you to play it on turn 6. Also busted whenever that comes up. So just cast the card for yourself and you'll understand how busted it is. Mana base here, 26 land I think is correct. Let me shorten this. 4 Triomes, 4 of all the duels. It is a bit of a painful mana base, so I don't think there's much we can do about that. We got 4 basics that come into play, untapped for no damage, and then just temples and stuff. Maybe there's a mana base expert out there that'll say, hey, no, you should be playing this instead. Maybe. I will, you know, recognize my weaknesses as a player, and it's limited, and mana bases. I just it doesn't click for me as much as it maybe does for my brother Brad or, you know, Frank Karsten or something like that. But this mana base has just felt really good, and I've played a lot of matches with it, and I've never had any problems. So I'm just going to say it's good and assume that. And until I have reason to change it, I'm going to keep it the way it is. So let's shift to the sideboard here. We got one Grafdigger's Cage, an excellent card against Gyruda and Rakdos, but you just don't really want to draw two of them ever. So I'm fine with just one. I could be persuaded to two, but I think one is enough because I think both of those matchups are good already. You know, with all the counter spells for the Gyruda decks and just all the removal spells for the Lurrus decks. So Devout Decree for black and red stuff, pretty self-explanatory. Mono red, Lurrus decks, you definitely want it for that. Tithe Taker and War Boss are for the same matchups. I've just been trying to make these flash matchups good. I haven't succeeded so far. I haven't played against any since I added War Boss. But, you know, I've been okay against them, like 2 and 4 or something. So, not great. I guess that's not really okay. But, so those are for the flash matchups, as well as just maybe the mirror, any kind of control matchup. 2 Disdainful Strokes, any big deck, Jeskai Fires, Gyruda, Rant decks, Nissa decks, anything like that. Mystical Disputes, any blue decks. Pretty self-explanatory on that one as well. You just bring it in against any blue deck. You know, even blue-green ramp, you bring it in. Maybe not Temur Elemental. No, Temur Elementals plays Genesis Ultimatum, so you want it there too. So I stand by it. Any blue deck. All right, then we got 2 Deafening Clarions, any hyper-aggressive creature deck, mono red, Lurrus decks, stuff like that. And you're going to hear me repeating a lot of matchups because we're so early in a metagame that it is a condensed metagame. People are latching on to whatever cool decks they see. And I have a feeling after Wednesday here, people are going to latch onto this deck, and rightfully so. I think this deck is messed up. I'm going to showcase it in E-League. I showcased it here on Dropping Bombs, and I really think it is an insanely powerful deck, and I hope people adopt it and, you know, tag me on Twitter and let me know that you're liking the deck. I'd appreciate it. And then one last Elspeth Conquers Death against any matchups where it's applicable. The card is insanely powerful. I wanted 4 in my main deck, but because of Lurrus, I specifically had to transition my main deck a little bit. And then, of course, the 15th card in my sideboard is the Kahiri, but that stays in the companion slot unless we bring in Tithe Takers and War Bosses. So, all right, everybody, that is going to do it for Jeskai Control that I've been brewing up since the release of Ikoria. I really like where it's at. Feel free to leave some comments in chat or tag me on Twitter if you like the deck. I want to hear from you. These kind of blue-white X control decks are really my favorite decks to play, so they hold a special spot in my heart, and I really like to see people taking them and trying them for themselves. So I would appreciate that, and we will see you next week on Dropping Bombs!